Hello guys, welcome. Today I'm going to be demonstrating to you guys how to use an API that to use a token and pass it into an API payload so as to get a service. So there are several scenarios whereby to send a request so as to obtain a service either by posting, getting, or put. So it requires you to have a token supplied to it in the header or in the body or anywhere. So I've been encountering this kind of problem for quite some time and I have a proper solution for it. So I thought I should share with you guys in case some of you get stuck or needs an assistant to it. So I'm just going to explain. I have already written the code. I'll share with it in my link below. Also, the source code will be available on my GitHub account. So for this simple task, we'll import some libraries. We're going to be using Express, and we're going to declare it in that way as a constant. We're going to be using the Body-Parser since we are going to be exchanging bodies of information. We're going to be using Axios, which is the best and the latest library for sending and receiving data. Uh, for safety reasons, I've kept all my variables like my passwords and the API into an .env file. So I can share with you the structure of it in case you want to use it, but you can also use any kind of token getter API to demonstrate or to apply it to your work. And also I'm going to be using Moment just to uh, have a proper time. So like whatever hit I send, I get to know what time was it sent. So we have here the app.use body parser, whereby entirely this passes URL encoded data, form data, supporting rich objects and arrays. So with this in our in our project, it's a guarantee that you can pass multiple bodies, even arrays, into your API. In case you guys want to use it, it's just incorporated there. But also we'll be using Body-Parser.json, where this one it restricts this JSON payload to prevent excess data from being submitted. So you can set any kind of limit you want to ensure that whatever payload that passes into your API is the required one. Also, we are going to declare the routes of our API. So it's just a single one, but you can just decide to name it whatever you want. Also coming here, it's the main function that carries the token request. As you can see, the token request will need to pass a username and a passphrase by which I have defined these two items in the a.env file. So you can just pass them theory there, or you can also use the .env file and see whatever suits you. We're gonna pass the headers where it's gonna use application JSON and content type. Later on, we're going to pass the data into the Axios URL by which we're going to retrieve the data. So we are going to condition it in case it returns us with a true. If the error is false, then means that we have successfully got our token body, as you can see here. Otherwise, just throw an error to the user. And if that error by any chance is missing to the payload, just tell the user the error is unknown. Last, we're going to catch whatever error that occurs during our request of the API, and we're going to demonstrate it as there. So once you have this function, and why do we use a sync function? The sole reason we use a sync function is to allow us and give us room to wait for a certain answer. It's like a callback. So it will know we are waiting for something so as to complete the code. Also going to an example here, you can see we have our API route where we are going to pass the token that is obtained from the token request. As you can see, at first, I will display the time by which that request was called upon in this console here. But also I'm going to console the requested body to see what kind of content has been submitted from the client side. Together with that, I'm going to check for the token. But before I do that, I'm going to use the token await method. And this one is very crucial, as before the next code get executed, it ensures that whatever the token request that was sent has completed. Otherwise, it won't proceed to the next code block. So over here, we're going to have, so if no token, just tell the user that they have failed to retrieve the token. Otherwise, just create a simple payload and use that token obtained. As you can see here, we can access the token value, but also we can access the message from the token value. Later on, once I run this project, we're going to see how we're going to visualize, like, how did that happen. But then in the end, we just return to the client a proper payload with the token and the message that we obtained from it. Lastly, we're going to run this in port 3000. The port is declared in the .env file. You can just put it there, or you can just do the same. So all being said, let's go and run this. So we're going to open our terminal. We're going to open our terminal here, and we're going to use Nodemon, and our file name is called getToken.js. So why do you use Nodemon? We use Nodemon so as to for flexibility issues. In case you're coding and you don't want to restart every time you to manually restart that service, Nodemon does the work. I can show you a little bit here. So whenever I hit save, just take a look, close look here. Whenever I hit save, you can see the server is restarting itself. Good. So from here we're going to use a tool called Postman to try and simulate. Let me just hide this here. Yes, so we're going to use. So this is our sample payload, as you can see, where we are going to run this request. Yes, and we get a proper result. As you can see, the two items down here shows from the request body, we got from the request body that contained the token, we had the token in the message. So we incorporated it into a payload and visualized this to the client side, as you can see here. So let us go and see our logs. You can see, so the requested time, it was around 23 hours or 6, and the request body contained only these items as we passed them here, but also the response contained these items, the message, status, and data. Where in data we got the access token plus identifier showing that we have an error or not. So I can demonstrate a little bit further. As you can see here, so once we send this Axios request, we have the data. So we are going to return all of the token data, as you can see here, this one here. After that, we are going to call it in our API command here. So once we have it here, we are going to pass through the response of the API, as you can see. So the API, and we're going to data and access token. But for the message one, as you can see, it's just outside. So Steve, you can use it into many applications without having any problems, and it runs smoothly. In case you guys need assistance or any further advice, or you need anything that I can add up into it, don't hesitate to call me or hit me up. I have my contacts on the bio. Looking forward for your success in your projects. And that's it for today. Thank you.